welcome into the next installment of the podcast. Thank you so much for joining. I just realized that I can hear myself because I had it up in another spot, and now we're good, and we're live, and it's great. This is how it works. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I am Mike, here with
And
my
I'm John.
co-host.
I'm John.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. We can't thank you enough. I want to shout out to Andrea and Anna, our wives, who are supporting and helping us get a new logo, helping us with getting out to social media, basically being our producers behind the scenes of getting all this going. We can't thank them enough. I want to make sure to give them a nice shout out. But you know what? I want to let you take over, John. What's the topics? What are we going over today? Let's get the people knowing what's going on.
So I also just feeding off of Mike, just thank you to both of our wives and how much you guys have supported us doing this and how this is just how to make it better, just how to improve it. So I just want to thank both of them for that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know what I would do without my wife. So thank you. I'm so I don't know how she keeps me on track, especially when I come home. So I don't even know how I function at work. Don't even ask me. I don't know how, but I do. But today we're going to be talking about finishing off the playoffs because this is going to be the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. And then we're going to get in some Browns info since they've hired some new people. Then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes, which is our childhood favorite toys, and then talk about Dude's Day, which is a good segue in from what our childhood favorite toys are, because we try to find all of our nostalgic toys that we grew up with and try to buy them again.
Some great spots in Columbus to be able to do that, and so we'll get to share that later on. But yeah, very excited to do that, to go over that. Right. So let's talk about how we did in our projections. So the NFL is rigged, isn't rigged. Who knows?
I don't know. And also people are saying it's rigged because they're like, well, because they didn't want the Ravens to win because we knew. Oh gosh. What is Mike opening?
It's a margarita in a can.
Margarita in a can. I've had those before. Those are good.
Cayman Jack. It's
what flavor?
Strawberry.
Strawberry. I have not strawberry. I've not had strawberry. I've had watermelon.
I'm not gonna lie. They're pretty solid. And if I had some crushed ice from Cane's or something, perfect.
Crushed ice from Cane's or the ice from Sonic.
Did you know you can buy the?
Did you know you can buy
God's Chicken?
Yeah, you can buy the ice from Sonic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have.
I've seen people DoorDash it, and I'm just like,
DoorDash it? Okay.
What? Yeah.
But anyway, with the playoffs, let's get back on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we went 50-50 on that because we didn't want to see the Ravens and the 49ers, which is not happening, but the 49ers are in it. We went with the Chiefs over the Ravens, and the Ravens should have won that game. They had it. They just got into themselves. And how everyone's saying how Lamar should be MVP, I don't think so. I mean, he's good. I don't think Lamar is MVP because he cannot. He lets his emotions get the best of him.
He does it every year.
And that's the one thing. If I can pick any, like being nitpicky, because Lamar is a good quarterback. I don't have any. Yeah. We have to face him twice a year. He's a good quarterback. I don't like the Ravens, but it's hard to like watch him get angry on the sidelines, throw his helmet, and
it's not the leadership caliber thing you expect from an MVP.
No,
because you are setting a role model for kids. And sorry, the MVP is just typically a trophy for quarterbacks, which I have a whole argument on why that shouldn't be the case, because McCaffrey is a good representation of, eligible for that. We're in that conversation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's mostly quarterbacks. I don't even think Myles Garrett was a finalist, or any defensive player.
No
defensive player of the year.
Mm-hmm. But she is a
But I
very good shot for that. But I just seeing them get in their heads, and that's what happened. And also the amount of penalties that were against them, because watching this game, they were just taunting penalty. Do I love it because it gives them that swag and that attitude when you get a good play? Yeah. Guess what?
sure.
You're just fueling the other team because you're being an A.
Well, I
So
mean, I was right. I had 1.5 of the games of 2
yeah.
correct. I said the Lions would win, and if you watched only the first half of that game, you were like, "Man, Mike was 2-0."
Mm-hmm.
So the sad part is that they play two halves, and they
Yep.
didn't show up for the second one.
No.
They only lost by 3. They could have scored.
They should have
They
kicked that field goal. Should have
shoulda,
kicked that field
coulda,
goal. Would
but
have. Yeah. It was
they're an
rough.
aggressive team, and that was their style, and that's what got them there. I can't blame them.
No, and that game was out of both the games, the 49ers Lions game was great. I almost turned it off at halftime. I was like, "Oh, they got this in the bag. I'm going to bed." And then I was like,
Watched
"Nah, I'm
enough
going to
to know
stay up."
that's not the case.
True.
It was a great game.
Hey, at
If
least
that was Super Bowl, I would have loved it.
At least Kyle Shanahan got his revenge when he was he
Now,
was up 28-3 in the Super Bowl and
Falcons.
then lost it. Yeah.
I will say, did you know this? Did you know that Mike Shanahan coached Christian McCaffrey's dad? So Kyle,
Kyle Shanahan's dad
for
coached
multiple
him.
Super Bowls, and they won together.
Yeah,
so
I found that out just this week.
Is it the first time this could happen where kids of those guys, like of some coach and player, then win with like the sons of?
Maybe.
I mean, we're almost 60 years into the Super Bowl, so doesn't
could possibly be. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it could. I think it is the first time, but I'm not
if they win,
100% sure on that. Yeah, if they
and
win.
I don't know, who do you want to win? I know who I'm rooting for. Yeah, and it's just because I want someone else to win, and
also the 49ers haven't won in a while, even though they've gone. Also, this is a repeat of Super Bowl 2019.
This is when you and Andrew started dating, right?
2021.
Yeah.
Or 2020. No, 2020. It was right before COVID hit. So yeah, it'd have been 2020.
It looks like the last time the 49ers won the Super Bowl, it was versus the Bengals. And it was
that's the reason why when the
Super
Bengals
Bowl 2019. Here it is. Super Bowl in 2019.
2019.
They went in 2019 season. And in 2012. Because that was the Jim Harbaugh year.
That was the brothers Super Bowl.
Yeah. So
Colin
that was the last 2 times. Before that, they last won Super Bowl in '94 over the Chargers.
Wow.
So it's been
a while.
It's been a while.
I mean, I want the 49ers, and if the Chiefs do win, we know that it's a dynasty, and they're now the new Patriots.
Yep. I mean, they're still going to be even if they do. But I'm definitely rooting for the 49ers just because they haven't won since '94.
Let's go.
Yeah,
so
I'm
49ers. I'm on the same train.
So
give me Mr. Irrelevant.
We've been talking about, speaking of next episode, talking about some food related things. So if you want to check us, maybe eat some food for Super Bowl, talk about some things that we like to get. It's still been in the works, but I think that's next week's going to be an in-person episode for us. So we're excited to do that. We're going to do that once a month. But yeah, do you want to go into the next thing?
Yeah, so definitely for Browns info, we hired let's start first that we officially I think the last week we talked about that we do have a new running backs coach. Deuce
Staley, who they was rumored to be the case anyway.
Yeah, which was right off the bat. As soon as we got rid of all of those guys. That he was the first one on board, and I'm like, sweet, all right, that
And
was
he
quick.
turned down the Jets job.
Why would you not?
Well, I mean, they got Aaron
Did you see that
Rodgers.
that came out though?
What?
A report got leaked, and it's confirmed by a few other analysts, is that it's got leaked about that the coaching staff is a hot mess with the Jets.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, that explains
If
a lot.
it does, I mean, they should have been. I'm not with the roster that they had, who they had. They should have been a lot better than what they
They
were.
didn't play bad, but you know who they didn't have? Joe Flacco. So
Somehow
you
they
know,
didn't, or
could have had him.
PJ Walker, or a rookie.
No. I meant Joe Flacco because he played for them last year and beat us.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about that. That was a rough game.
But it was Joe Flacco.
It was Joe Flacco that somehow scored.
And we flack around and found out.
Yeah, that was rough. I don't want to talk about.
No, it doesn't hit the same.
Anyway, so we got a new running backs coach. We do have a new defensive line coach who came from Houston. I don't know what he did at Houston, but I know that he's.
I thought it was D-line coach, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's a D-line. I don't know if it's the same position or not, but yeah. But it's Jacques Césaire, if I said that right.
Césaire. Let's see what I can find about him.
And then our new offensive coordinator, is Ken Dorsey from Buffalo, who got fired in the mid of the season.
He also is a former Browns quarterback.
No
good highlights to share there, but was there. I wanted to point out, I know you and I had talked about this, the wide receivers coach not getting fired. There's an assistant wide receivers coach the Browns have. They don't have a actual wide receivers coach.
Oh, so she's just the assistant.
Kaylee Brownson, who does a lot for the NFL, a lot
Absolutely.
for women in the NFL, a lot for female football, a lot of those things. She does a great job advocating. She's going to be at the Senior Bowl. She's very well respected.
I think she's helping with is she doing offensive stuff?
Well,
obviously,
so
but I meant,
Senior Bowl.
Is she the offensive coordinator? I don't know if she's the offensive coordinator, but I don't think she's higher up than wide receivers in the Senior Bowl.
Maybe, but there's not a wide receivers coach per se. It's just an assistant. That's the reason why we talked
about that. Isn't that just weird that we had a running backs coach?
There's a tight ends coach. There's a run game coordinator, running backs coach. That was Stump Mitchell, who got let go.
I'm surprised. I haven't heard much if he got hired yet or anything, but he'll get hired.
Yeah, assistant offensive line coach. Anyway,
but are you excited about Ken Dorsey, or?
So I actually am more excited than when you and I were texting back and forth about it.
Yeah, so, you were not happy about it.
I was not happy, and then I found out some things listening to some other resources and podcasts and such. And basically,
tell me what you heard.
Here's what I've heard.
Heard anything.
I've heard that the Bills front office was wanting them to change how they were doing stuff and against what was his philosophy. And so that was agreed upon by the front office. That was the direction they wanted to go, as they wanted to protect the quarterback. They wanted to protect their asset. Understandable.
Which makes sense.
They wanted to protect Josh Allen. And in doing so, it took away part of Josh Allen's game, which is important part of his game. Well, in doing so, they changed how they did the offense, which took away an element of his game, which means he didn't play as well. And he was definitely just a scapegoat. It seems what the Buffalo news and Buffalo reporters and the stories that have been shared, but with anonymous sources, seems to be the case of what's going on there. And so that shake up, just to stir the pot and stir the room, being like, hey, we mean business here, is they let Dorsey go. And so I think he was just the reaction airy take. There's probably a better way to put that, but he was the part that got let go. He was the scapegoat, someone to blame because you're not getting rid of your franchise. There's not really other big thing you can do to change that. So I think he'll be good. He's coached other quarterbacks like Cam Newton, who run the ball. I mean, they're different than what we have here, and but I'm more optimistic than what I was. Which it's easy to be
Yeah.
optimistic on January 31st. It's easy to be.
I'm just excited to actually hopefully he's going to be calling plays or somehow Kevin gives up calling some of the
So
plays.
here's the other problem. The only place that he ever called plays at before, at any level of football, in the coaching realm, was at Buffalo. He never called plays before.
Whoa.
So
Okay. But also
I'm
Kevin wasn't calling, he wasn't the offensive coordinator. How long was he the offensive coordinator at Minnesota?
I want to say for
Was
a
it 2
few years,
years?
and he
It
was
was 2
calling plays.
years.
He
He
was
was
calling
calling
plays.
plays.
Yeah.
So I don't think Kevin, I think what I'm hoping kind of like what almost Ryan Day is doing in Columbus, which also Ohio State Buckeyes
Yeah.
somehow pulling some crazy stuff out of their
They got
butts
money.
of it's
I
the NIL
I'm
deals. But
not
anyway,
I'm not
I don't know
super
if he's gonna
thrilled
give it.
about the what we get Bill O'Brien. I'm not super thrilled about it, and that's
I
just because
think
I've heard
Bill
things about
I'm
Bill O'Brien being a not so great dude.
hey, is I
Don't
mean,
shoot the messenger.
I don't think he's a great
Um,
person either, but I think he's got the offensive mind of think about what he did. You just have
yeah,
to look at his resume and what he did as a head
yeah,
coach. As a head coach, he's not great, but an
no.
offensive coordinator, that's where he
He
thrived.
he did decent at Penn State though.
As a head coach in college, that's a little different than going to the
He's back
pros.
in college. I'm just saying.
But he didn't take a head coaching job. And also
No, but
Nick Saban hired him back. He's been through them twice with
I
Alabama.
mean the big pillars have fallen. It is entirely possible we can get off this
Oh
train here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's entirely possible that next year does not have Nick Saban and does not have Bill Belichick. There's one
Oh, I
coaching job
know.
open, and
It's for the
I mean,
Commanders.
he's not coaching there.
No.
Not
I
happening.
thought he was I thought Atlanta. I thought he was
I thought
going to
Atlanta,
Atlanta.
and understandably, there's significant differences. There's issues about like what control he has, and then having to restart again once he decides to retire, which could be any year. Um, Maybe he'll coach high school. Who the heck knows? I mean, he's going to get bored. He dude lives and breathes football.
I
But
mean, we can hire him back as a Browns. Come back to the Browns and Nick Saban. Let's
I
go.
feel like that would be bad.
Let's hire him as just like PR
A
stunts and just be
consultant.
like,
Yeah, hi. We play football. Any other questions?
exactly. I mean, that's hey, just bring him in for PR stuff. But let's move on for which I'm excited to see how the Browns next season goes. So I'm excited.
Well,
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be this weird that we don't have football this weekend, and then we only have like one more day, and football's over until next year.
it already is next year. We'll have it back in
I mean, yeah, we'll have it back
September.
later this year, but it's gonna be a little bit. We got basketball. Yay. Well, at least you get March Madness. That's when I like. That's when I like watching college basketball.
It's
It's
really
the
hard to
only
watch
time.
college basketball before that.
Yep.
Unpopular
Why?
opinion, probably. But
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So, anyway, childhood toys. Let's go.
all right,
How do you feel about we go back and forth?
let's do it.
You good with that? So,
Yeah.
top 10. This is super hard for me when
And
I
not,
told you that.
mine aren't in any particular order. And I
No,
did
me
ones that I
either.
was
Just
nostalgic
top
about.
tens, whatever. Yeah, there's not like
Okay.
this is number one, this is number two. So how about you start it, Mike?
All right. The first toy that I could think of when I think about nostalgic toys that I just spent a ton of time playing with as a kid. What you drinking there?
Dortmunder Gold. It's a
You're
lager.
welcome.
Yeah, these are for you. So, it's still Great Lakes. It's not an IPA, but
Yeah.
I like Dortmunder Gold.
It's good stuff.
It is
stuff.
good. It is very good. Ooh,
Um,
man, it's been a while since I've had a lager. Sorry, that is so good. So anyway, sorry I distracted you.
it's this.
Shut up,
Dude, I
Oh,
spent
no.
so much time on this thing.
Shut
What?
up. No.
What?
This is in my top 5. This is in my
Is it
top.
really?
Yes, it is. Here, hold on. All right, stop sharing your screen.
Yeah, dude. That
Hold on.
I didn't know you had one too. Not surprising, but
Hold on. I gotta find it.
My brother and I played nights on that thing, and it's probably why we liked that weird show that I showed you last week.
Makes sense. Is this
Is
it?
we played nights on that thing like crazy. There's that
See?
little round table.
See, I told you. I had it up.
I did too, not knowing you meant the same thing.
I know. It's crazy, but I told you.
Yeah. So both of us apparently have this, and you said you still have it?
No.
Oh.
I don't have it anymore.
Okay.
It's
So,
dude, I've lost so many pieces to that.
So here's what we need to do. It's on our list, and if we find it, maybe we split the cost on it, and our kids can play with it.
Totally.
Done. Okay, it's on the list.
But here's the thing: it has to like come if you come over.
Oh,
it has
yeah,
to come with you, and then like if it stays here, then I bring it back or whatever. Oh, I'd totally go halvesies.
Yeah,
that thing was awesome.
We can like split the bad guys and the good guys, and like you can each get like half of the set, so everyone still has the thing. Yeah. It can be like, well, this month it's at the Schmidt's house, and this month it's at the Neely house. And
it'd be so great. Did you know they made along with the Knights, they also made a pirate ship? Yeah. There's a pirate ship that Fisher Price.
It doesn't surprise me, but I didn't grow up with the pirate ship. I grew up.
Either did I. But it came out the same time.
Okay. They made a couple of versions of that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I didn't know that's. Wow. All right. Well, obviously that was a pretty good toy.
It's an awesome toy. We both had it. So
both had
okay.
Done. Okay. Well, since we
I literally have it on here. Yeah. We both.
it is the top thing on my list. It's the Fisher Price Castle.
It's the Fisher Price
Castle. The first thing I can think of. Fisher Price Castle.
Well, it was crazy because I was writing down my list and I was reading off to Andrea, and she's like, "What about this? What about this?" And I go, how did I forget about this? The Fisher Price Castle. That thing was awesome, dude. I played with that thing so much.
As soon as we talked about the idea for this episode, I was like, Fisher Price Castle.
I'm so bummed that I mean,
Fisher Price Castle.
That's not the first thing I went with, but it was in there.
I want to go. I want to do another Dude's Day,
which we'll get into more.
We will. But just finding like the antique toys and like. I want to get a real shopping list, and within reason.
This would be too expensive, dude.
No. Within reason of things, if we found it, it's like ooh. Anyway,
all right.
I'll let you go because that was kind of took one from both of us.
That's crazy. I
love that
also thing. I will show another one.
The little round table, man. Those beards.
So it's kind of into two categories, if I'm not mistaken. It's in 2 categories, so I'm going to be showing 2. So it counts as 1, but it's in the same realm. So let me share my screen. So here's the first one. So I had a mini crossbow toy.
Did you have a BB gun too? Red Ryder BB gun?
I did not.
You have a weird leg lamp in your front yard?
No. So I got a crossbow. I got along with this. My dad I forget when I got this, but I got this as a toy. It's a toy, and it's like suction cups. It's not a Nerf gun. It wasn't even Nerf brand.
It looks like Nerf gun,
but it is like that. But but it looked similar to this, but like that part right here, the part that was like the bullet or the arrow, was plastic. It wasn't like the soft like plastic. It was hard plastic with a suction cup on it.
Hmm.
I shot my dad in the face with it on accident. I bounced it off the floor and it hit him in the face.
Accident.
It was an
You're
accident.
like, let me just get the right angle.
Oh, dude, it was pretty accurate. Oh, yeah, dude, I love that thing. But it also goes in the
And
realms of this. So then I put these both in the Nerf gun category because the other Nerf gun that I had. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and then share it again. So my next one that I had was this. I had this exact Nerf gun. This exact one.
it looks like something from out of Halo.
I don't know, but I just remember this one.
Does it have
And
a
I don't
face
know.
on the front?
Yes. It's kind of like it's like Alien in a way. So it's like that the part I wish I could zoom in a little bit more, but it's yeah, it's a crazy weird alien
It's
thing,
interesting.
a mouth within the mouth. So like you would have to like pull it back. So like to cock it to
Mm-hmm.
put the bullet in, you would like push out the mouth, like the orange part, the orange
Yeah.
with the black. You would pull that out, and then you would stick the bullet into its mouth and then shoot it. So it was only a single shot, but
And
it was cool. And then I had another one that went along with this as well. That was like monster esque as well, but it
mm-hmm.
actually had like a cartridge that went up into it.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was cool. And it had like 4. You could have 1 in the chamber, and then 4 in the cylinder that it came with. But it was like green and orange, but it was like in the same realm as this of
that's
like a
dope.
monster. Yeah, so I was like super happy that I found this. So I put
It
the
looks
crossbow
like
in the Nerf.
the other thing I can think of is like Men in Black.
Oh, I don't know why. I don't know why it was an animal,
It
but it's
was
like looks like
the
a bat wing.
Force Blitz or something. It says Max
I,
Force Blitz.
yeah, it was
Oh,
awesome. I love that thing. I played with that so much to the point that I kept pulling it out, and I broke it because it didn't work anymore. So
that doesn't surprise me too much.
no, but yeah, I will stop sharing my screen on that.
All
But
right,
yeah,
I got another
those
one.
are my. Is that okay? Like I combined those both together because they're
Yeah,
in the same realm.
yeah, that makes sense.
And Nerf gun made like a crossbow thing, but mine wasn't crossbow. It was like from like
Yeah.
a hunting store.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
All right, so mine, no surprise to you at all, is something my brother and I had. This dope Batman Forever.
Oh, that is sweet.
And I mean, this thing was massive, dude. Like, look at this, like this kid for comparison.
Wow.
This thing was massive.
So what happened to this?
I think my parents donated it, of course.
That's a sad day.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but this thing was like 3 level tiers, and we had so many Batman toys. It had like a spot on it for like where your Batmobile would go, and it had like the like command center and all that jazz. We have like the Lego version of this, but it's not like that massive. I mean, this thing took up space. It even had, here, I'm gonna pull it back up. It even had like a spot on it to here. There's like a shuttle, like a spot to, if you can see there in like the purple there on the main part.
Is that
It had
an
the zip
elevator?
line. It has a zip line too. It had the spot for we had the bat wing, and it like sat up on there. It was so dope. But there's this like little elevator thing, and it was sturdy, man. It was all plastic, but the thing was
crazy.
sturdy. The zip line. The only thing I wish it would have had was like a space for all the different like costumes to sit at. But it did have some pretty cool storage in it. like underneath, like in this little convenient storage, like you could put a lot of it away. Like it was pretty versatile. But dude, we played with that thing forever.
Oh, that thing's sweet.
Yeah. All right, what you got?
Oh, my next one. So I did the Nerf guns. I going along with the crossbow and stuff. I am going to share my screen again, and then this one. There you go. Beanie Babies.
Really?
Yes, I had a crap ton of Beanie Babies. I got rid of them
Classic
all.
90s kid.
I had the ones that are all right here that you can see up front right here. I had all of them. I had.
Did you just sell them for a fortune? Did you put your kids through college with it?
Obviously not if I don't have them. There's one I wish I would have kept, which would have been the dragon.
Ooh.
Because it reminded me. Yeah, I had the dragon. I had the duck. I had the spider. My mom still has one from me that I had as a kid. It was a orange cat, and it was named Spooky, and it was a Halloween edition one.
The fact that they gave them all funny names still cracks me up.
I had the Princess Diane one too, dude. That's what this one is. The one right here in the middle, the purple one.
Yeah.
Then you had the peace, love, and then I forget what this like diagonal right behind the tie-dyed one is another one. I forget what was on that. But I had the monkey, I had the kangaroo, like I had all of those. Yeah, I had boatload of them. But to go with these, I used to use the crossbow. I used to set them up on the back of the couch you've been to my house when I lived up on Allen Drive, right? When we lived up there, and because how our living room was set up, we had it was open kitchen and then living room, and there was a bar that you could set at to go to the kitchen. I used to set up them all up right there and shoot them from the other couch and just knock them off.
Oh, I knew exactly where you were going with that. So you said crossbow and Beanie Babies. I'm like,
oh yeah, dude.
Classic boy.
Yep. And I used to shoot them off in practice, and then my dad realized that he goes, "Oh, you like shooting things," and he goes, "All right, let's get you a real crossbow." And then I started hunting. So that's how it led into hunting.
Shocker.
All right. Yeah, so that was my other one. I had so many. I think my sister, I don't know if my sister still has hers, but she had not as much as I did, but she had a lot. And I got rid of mine. I was like, I don't want these. They're like, do you want your Pokemon cards? Yes. Good thing I kept on to those.
You're welcome.
I know, right? All right, what's your next one?
All right, so the next one I have is, I'm kind of going all over with what I have.
That's all good.
I'm going to go with, I'm sure you probably had some of these too. Let's see. But these micro machines, and I don't remember if I had this exact set, but I definitely had a Star Wars set. Yeah.
Oh.
Look at that.
That's pretty dope.
Look, he's transparent.
Yeah.
Look at that. Dude, it was dope. And there was really different sets you could get.
I have seen one of these.
They still make micro machines.
Yeah.
It's still a thing.
That's so cool. There was a Star Wars one that I've seen before, and it was the snow. I forget which one. It was in the snow. So it was the Empire Strikes Back.
And I think that's what I had. I had one of the snow ones too.
That's the same one as well.
But yeah, man, I freaking loved micro machines. Mostly just because you could play on this whole space and just do different things, and they'd all stored up, and you could take it with you and go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. That was the nice thing. Girls had the Polly Pockets, and we had the micro machines. It was the same concept, but one was boys and one was girls, and it was convenient. You could take it in the car. You could go elsewhere. We didn't have the tablets and the other things. My next thing up is what we had growing up, but I'll let you go next.
All right, so my next one is going to be a no-brainer here. It is All right, hold on.
I kind of hope you steal another one from me. I'm curious.
Oh, wrong thing. I don't know if I'm going to steal another one from you.
I have a couple that I'm surprised you haven't said yet. Oh yeah, of course.
So there's a certain brand that I collected. I don't know, how many do I have? I have a lot.
Do you think if you found some more that were old ones that you'd buy them if we found them thrifting?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Found them. How many did they make? Did they make all of the 151?
Oh yeah, they did, and also they made the other gens too. So Gen 1 and Gen 2 are definitely made by, it's called a Tommy, so Tomy.
Big brand in Japan. Big
yeah,
brand.
So that's who made all the toys. So I have like 2 Ash Ketchums. One of my Ash Ketchums, you can actually flip his hat backwards, and he has.
Is this your picture?
No.
Oh,
but I have more than
Ash
that.
Ketchums, and I was like, wait, what?
I do, yeah. So I found something really close, and like, also, I don't know, I have a lot. So I think I'm short by maybe. I think I might be short by 25 of the original 150.
You're gonna find what ones you're missing.
I'll have to pull them out. They're in my Pokemon collection. But yeah, that's one of the things.
That's dope. All right, so with mine, my brother and I, when we had a Game Boy Advance, so it's the only video game related thing that I put in this list. But I was thinking about toys that we would take traveling.
All right.
And I remember middle school, like this was the peak of traveling, especially on road trips.
Is this the one
we would take our Game Boy Advance?
Oh
no, we would take the Game Boy Advance, and we would have the two. You'd only have to use one cartridge, and I'll play the game that was a lot of our car rides.
Really, only one cartridge?
Only one cartridge, and then you would connect the two of them, so both of them could play off the same game
with a link cable.
The link cable, that's what it was.
Yep.
And we would play this game a lot, and I'll play it without sound. But we played a lot of this. And it was called Driven.
How am I not surprised that it
based on the movie Driven. And it is such a like classic like computer game, or like SNES, or even like if you look at like old school, it looks like slot cars. Like that's basically what it is. But dude, we played the crap out of this thing because we only needed one game. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It was a ton of fun. We're always trying to beat each other's records, but the movie, it's definitely worth a watch. If you've never seen the movie Driven, it's definitely interesting. I'll give it that. It's got Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. Look at that power up there. That's so dope. So dope.
I thought the car was going on fire. That it was
no. It's going extra fast, John. Extra fast.
Extra fast. All right.
Yeah. Turbo. John loved it. See, you got your hunting, and I got the racing because together we're a full on redneck.
Well, yeah, we are a full on redneck with that aspect.
But dude, it played a ton of this. And it was just that was what you did. We didn't have tablets, so we played like this level game on a screen that I don't think was lit. I don't think we even had the SPs yet.
No, there was no SPs. Like when you say Game Boy Advance did not have the back LED screen yet.
So we'd be like cable, every street light, like trying to see.
Or you had the worm light.
We had the worm lights. We had some worm lights. But if you forgot them, man, it was every street light was like.
I remember doing that.
Kids don't even understand.
Yep.
Kids don't even understand nowadays.
I was like, I mean, I could tell you what my next one would have been, but I don't have a photo of it. It would be my. So I have the Game Boy Color. That was the one I took, and I had the purple one. Not the
I
clear
had the
purple,
yellow one.
purple.
Just
And
purple.
then purple, straight purple. It was like that bluish purple, but it
Like
was
the
still
indigo,
purple.
almost GameCube color purple.
Yes.
Yeah, classic Nintendo.
Yeah. And then they also had the clear one, and then they went to the Game Boy, and then Game Boy Color. Further, the ones that they mainly came out with at first, yeah, it was that clear purple right there.
They need to do
And then,
more of this. I want this back. I want this. I want my electronics to be clear plastic again.
oh, they
Mostly
can
just
do
because
it
I know, but it hits the nostalgia, and I'm just like, I
for
want more of that.
definitely for the Switch 2. They can do clear controllers. They could.
I've seen some
Bring it.
people mod some stuff, but I'm like, I'll ruin it.
But yeah,
There
Game
goes
Boy Color.
$80. Huh.
Definitely the Game Boy Color is up there for me. So
I had a Game Boy Color. I had a Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, and that was my end of my Nintendo handheld.
oh
That's it.
geez, no, really? Mine is, well, let me see.
You
Game
got
Boy
DS,
Color.
and I never had it.
Yeah. So Game Boy Color. I have a Pokemon Edition Game Boy Color.
I had a PSP.
Never had a PSP. I had the Sega handheld. I
You
had
had the Sega handheld?
Mm-hmm.
The Nomad?
The Nomad. Yep. Works too.
Didn't I think they take like 6? Does this still work?
Yeah, it still works.
Now we need to go thrifting for some Nomad games.
I have Power Rangers and I have another game.
What?
Yeah. It's a race car game, and then I got a Power Rangers game.
You have a race car game and you haven't shared this with me? I feel duped.
Sorry you feel duped. But yes, I'll have to find it, but yeah, it's all in my gaming stuff. Yeah. I used to have one that got stolen growing up. I had one. I left
What
it
a
on
jerk.
I left it on I went on a youth group trip.
At church of all places. What the?
Yeah, I was on a youth group trip. We went to Cedar Point, and I took it with me up. Makes sense, right? I'm sitting in the car. We're driving up. I'm playing with it, and I put it in the back seat and I get back into it, and it's gone.
Wait, was it just like
Gone.
the fighter game, Sega fighting game?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
It was one of the Power Rangers. I can't remember.
Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
But the game that I played the most was this baseball game, and it had Albert Bell. You could build your own team. It was sweet. It was ahead of its time. Had Albert Bell on my team. Yeah, it was sweet. I had Griffey.
I'm so excited for the next Dude's Day. So excited.
Oh yeah, same. So I said Game Boy Color. What's your next one?
Okay. So my next one. I'm sure that you own these. I'd be shocked if you didn't.
I only had the red one, and I don't know where it is.
Man, I had all of them.
You had all of them? Where are they at now?
I think exactly. I have the Black Ranger still. I bought the reproduction Green Ranger, and it's still in box. And I almost got it signed by Jason David Frank. I had it with me when we were together.
Yeah.
Didn't do it. Mostly because it was expensive. It was like $50 a pop for the signature. But he was such a good dude.
He was a good dude. He also, because I also went with Mike on that trip, it was in Huntington, West Virginia. Drove down there and we met Jason David Frank, and Mike did pay for 2 signatures, and then you also had to pay for a photo too,
which we didn't have. We didn't sign up for. We didn't pay for.
We didn't sign up for one, and then we're just standing there, and he's like getting autographs. I shook his hand, and he signed stuff.
Where are you guys from? And I'm like, oh, we drove from Columbus, and he's like, oh, we're getting a picture. I'm like, well, we didn't pay for it. He's like, oh, that's fine, and I was like,
yeah, straight up. We're just like, okay.
All right, we'll take a picture. And the comic shop was like, we didn't make any money from this. And he's like, I don't care. You guys getting a photo. You guys drove hours to come see me.
And it wasn't like photo. It wasn't super busy.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
He does a lot of those shows. He was in Columbus like a few months later, and I was so tempted to go back. Hindsight, I wish I would have.
Same.
But yeah, he was the only person that I've gone to go see. He was a stand-up dude. Everyone's always said this. Um, but damn, when he passed away,
Yeah, it was
and it was
it was
right
a
around the
rough
time my
day.
son was born. It was a great and rough month.
Yeah, it
Kevin
was a sad
Conroy
day.
passed away that month too. It was Kevin Conroy is the guy who played Batman the animated series. That voice. Yeah. Anyway, I had all of them. I still have the reproduction Green Ranger. I have the Black Ranger somewhere. I'm sure there's other ones at my parents still that I just don't need to find. But
I
we
think.
owned all of them, and they made this Black Ranger as both Adam and Zach. So
Whoa, I did not know that.
I have Zach. I did not have Adam.
Gotcha.
Um,
Sweet.
yeah,
I didn't forget about those, but that's not like one of my top ones that I didn't have all of them, so I only had the one.
yeah. I mean, I loved them all. I mean, but again, it was I had a brother, you had a sister, so like when we got it, it was for both of us, and it was super easy to justify it probably for my parents and like
Yeah.
anyone for gifts. Um, but yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. What you got? What you got next?
Oh, my next one. Ooh, this one's a good one. I'll share my screen. Okay, so this might be weird.
Might be.
So it's a little out there. So it's dinosaur toys,
All right.
but
Hey, man.
these exact ones that you see right here are from Key Bank, the bank.
Why does the bank have
Yeah,
exclusive toys?
I don't know. It could be the brand, but whenever I was growing up, my grandmother would take right down the street from because we would always walk because my grandpa worked and I stayed at my grandma Schmidt's. And we would walk down to the shopping center in Ellet. And in
Oh
the
my
shopping center, there,
goodness.
yeah. Oh,
They were
it's
literally
legit.
offering they were offering children's accounts called the Dino Saver.
Yep. Yeah. So if you put certain amount of
What?
money in each month, if I remember this correct, you got a dinosaur.
It was called the Dino Saver.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Sorry. I
So
just was like, there's got to be some catch of why they got these exclusive
yeah.
dino toys.
So my grandmother had an account for me and then she put money in it.
I
So
wonder
whenever,
how good of an idea would it be? And now, obviously, like boy dad, girl dad, I'm sure we could have some variation.
oh yeah,
But like teaching kids how to like save money and like getting something as a reward, but like I don't know, man. Like the
so
Dino
Andrew and I
Saver, like you do your own Dino Saver thing. Simple.
So yeah, so Andrew and I have actually talked about this
Yeah.
a little bit that we are probably going to do like teaching our kids about taxes. And so
Yeah.
yeah, so a little bit is going to be a tax fund that is collected into the family pot and the family gets to decide cuz like say if they make $20 on doing something, right?
Yeah.
They'll be like, okay, so 5% of this or 10% of this gets removed and goes into the family pot. And then at the end of the year of that family pot, we decide as a family what to do with that money.
We've had some similar discussions, but I love that. I really love that idea.
So
Um,
that's like one thing that we've actually talked about to do save money or teach them about money. And then obviously, I mean, I was a huge saver growing up as a kid. I saved every penny. I roll quarters still to the day. Like I still put them in little sleeves, and yeah,
you know that the government, this is random, but you know the government has to accept every legal tender. So you could show up and pay a ticket with all pennies and they can't actually say anything.
that's awesome. $100 worth of pennies. Here you go.
I don't think this was justified, but you're a government entity, so you have to accept every form of legal tender. So, not my problem. Bye.
Not until we went online and you have to pay. And we, as a company, can decide how we want that.
Yeah, companies can do that, but the
No, we
government
can too,
can't.
as the government can as well. If we move everything online and you have to pay online, you have to pay
Oh,
with
well,
credit
yeah.
card.
If you're paying online, then
That's the only way you can do it. And then we only accept cash, and that would include change or money
it has
order.
to. Yeah.
Or wait, we go either by check, money order, or card. That's what we
Who the heck's
require.
money ordering anymore?
I have taken a money order out in the field when I was working.
Like you had a money order,
No, not me personally. No,
but someone
when
did.
someone gave me a money order so they could get a temporary food license. Yes. Yup.
All right.
All
How old was
righty.
that person?
I want to say in their 40s.
Anyway. All right.
All right, what's your next one?
What I got? So okay. I didn't get a picture of this because if you know, you know. And we saw a ton of this when we went to Big
On our
Fun
Dudes Day? Oh,
on our
on Big
Dudes Day.
Fun?
The Megazords. I own so many Megazords. I don't have them anymore because my parents got rid of them. I'm not salty. You're salty. Yeah. I had so many Megazords, and we played the crap ton out of them. I had the Turbos. I had the original. I think I had the movie set, and I had the weird pyramid one for some reason from Zeo.
Yeah, that would be Zeo.
That was definitely the weirdest one, but I had that.
That's cool. That's cool though.
Don't ask me why we got some. I mean, I think it's again because it was two brothers, so we got like
And
all
you
of
love the Power Rangers and all that.
because we were going to play with it. So,
Yeah,
and there's
exactly.
only 2 years difference between my brother and I. So, yeah.
Cool.
What you got? What's you got next?
I have the one I don't have a photo of is Power Wheels.
Oh, that's a good one. I should have had that here.
It was a like 4-wheeler or ATV. It looked like that.
We had the big wheel. We had the big wheel. Big front wheel.
You had the pedal, and you had a pedal.
Oh yeah, and we were doing the slides and making that plastic break. Heck yeah. All right, I got another weird one. If you know, you know. Bop It Extreme.
I did have Bop It on my list, but I removed it. Yeah, not removed it, but didn't pick it. But Bop It, yeah,
Bop It Extreme. I had the 4 corners in the middle, not just the stick one.
Not the stick one.
Yeah, but we played that a lot. It was super loud. There was also this like other version that was like, I don't know. It was like,
oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, it's the twit.
Well, it had different colors. It had different colors and it had different numbers on it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't remember what that one was called. But it was like a Bop It. But we used to play those games and they were so flippin' loud. Whoever got those must have hated my parents.
Other one that I have is Sock and Boppers.
Oh. Sock and Boppers, more fun than a pillow fight.
Well, I do have a photo of them because a lot of people probably don't know what those look like.
Oh, I guess that's true. What does it look like? Like for the people watching.
For the people watching, here you go. Sock and Boppers. So you put your arm in the hole right there where your fist would go, and you put that in there, and you get to hit people. The ones that I had is I had those
for promoting violence.
Yeah, it was promoting violence. But the one I also had, it was a joust and a shield.
Oh my goodness.
It was sweet. But it was made by Sock and Boppers.
That's dope.
So yeah.
All right. The next one that I have is slot cars and Hot Wheels.
That doesn't
That
surprise me. I also had a Hot Wheels on mine too. So
yeah. My brother, I think, was even more into the Hot Wheels than I was, but we literally had this like chest of Hot Wheels cars and like every holiday. I think one of my most fond memories too of Hot Wheels is such a weird thing, but um, I got coal in my stocking, not just any coal, and I may have mentioned this on a different episode, but um, it there's this plastic piece of coal, and the Hot Wheels car was inside of it, and you got it in your stocking, and it was a little Hot
that's
Wheels
cool.
car. Hold on, I'll see if I can find a picture, but it was so cool. I don't know why they don't do that every year because that's such a cool thing.
That's such a cool idea.
Um, but
Would you
yeah,
like
it
me
was.
to why you look that up? Going to my next one.
Yeah, do it, man. Go.
So the next one I have is Silly Putty.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, also people don't know what Silly Putty. Have you found a photo yet?
Oh yeah, I just did. I just did.
Oh yeah, share it.
Um,
If people don't know what Silly Putty is, Silly Putty was this. It literally looked like an egg football shape container, about this big,
oh
and
yeah,
it was literally like this Play-Doh, but it wasn't like Play-Doh. It was like if you rolled it up,
it was thicker.
you could bounce it.
It was thicker, and it was
It was
like able to
thicker.
take the ink off of like the newspaper.
Newspaper.
Not that even
Yeah.
anyone knows what
Also, we're also
newspaper
showing
is.
our age again because of what are newspapers, but
Mm,
newspapers are still existing.
man, we're
But
old. All right,
yes,
I
we
have the
are.
coal. I have the coal.
Let's see this.
Apparently, it was Matchbox.
Oh,
Um,
Matchbox. Matchbox.
or maybe it was Hot Wheels. They're the
That's
same company. It's the same
they
company.
are.
Um,
Well, didn't Hot Wheels buy Matchbox?
yeah. Um, but they looked like coal. I guess these kind of look
Mm-hmm.
like turds. They looked like coal.
They do look like turds, but hey, it says coal cars. So did you have to like break it open and it showed you a
Yeah,
car inside?
and there'll be
Yes.
a car inside. It was
Did
so
you actually
great.
physically had to like break it, or was it like a
No,
plastic thing
it
around
was
the
just a
part?
plastic container that you just like broke
Gotcha.
apart.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah, it was such a cool stocking. It's from Mattel. Mattel owns Hot Wheels too, so same company.
Now, what did Mattel
Um,
not own?
but anyway, yeah, I freaking loved those. It was such an
Mm-hmm.
ingenious idea that I would love to be able to get my son and put in a stocking and be like, "What is this? It's coal. You've been bad." Just kidding, not really.
No,
You
that'd be
just it's a
so
Hot Wheels
funny.
car. Dude, I asked for coal multiple years, and my dad's like, "Why do you want coal? That's for kids that are bad." I'm like, "Because I want to build a snowman, and apparently you need coal to do that.
What about
Have
a
you not
snowman?
seen the videos, Dad?"
Crazy. Uh,
Anyway,
my last one is Legos.
yeah, mine too. All right, well that takes care of it. Mine is Lego. Now, okay, what's your first Lego set? We'll go there because I put mine
So,
down.
first Lego set that I can remember is the Knights and Castles.
Now,
I had
did you get it in a set? Like you got a
I
box, or
can't
like did
remember
you
if it
get it
came in
from
a
like a?
box. I don't remember because most of my Legos I did not keep boxes until like I started getting Star Wars Legos.
I don't even have mine anymore. My first set, sadly. If I
I
could buy it
still
again,
have
I
I
would.
still
It would
have
cost a decent amount
I
though.
still have most of my Lego boxes.
I didn't know any better.
But
I
also
tried
got
to.
rid of some of them because they were beat up and stuff and I'm like there's no sense of keeping these.
I got some. My first set was the storm speeder, snow
The
speeders
snow
from Star
speeder?
Wars, and I
Yeah.
got it for Christmas Eve, from my dad's side of the family from my one of my uncles. It probably didn't mean anything to him. He's like, Star Wars boy Legos.
Yep.
There you go. That was my first Lego set, and Legos were still expensive at that time. I think
Mm-hmm.
after that, my dad ended up buying me some like jet fighter ones that were from like Mega Blocks, and they were dope, but they like always fell apart. And so I think we ended up like gluing them. But there was a sweet like um air fighter like jet plane. It was freaking dope. There was like two of them.
That's cool.
Um anyway, but yeah, still my wife loves Legos, as you know, but now the world knows.
Yeah.
I proposed with Legos. There's Legos all over our
Soon to be
house.
the future podcast.
Soon to be a future podcast. We'll go over more details about that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
So I know that I got Andrea into Legos. She's like never owned Lego sets ever. So I
Really?
got her into Legos. Yeah. I said they're just fun to put together. So
I guess Anna, my wife, had never really received a Lego set before, and I was just like, "You're the one who loves Legos. You're like, you go to the Lego store." But no one ever bought her a Lego set until I bought her I think it was her
Lord of the
first
Rings one?
Christmas.
Oh
No,
no.
no, no, no.
Oh, okay.
I bought her the Batman Lego Batcave, like,
Oh,
because
nice.
I thought it was cool, and I wanted to build it too. And who doesn't want to build Legos with your significant others?
Absolutely.
Especially when they like Legos. But yeah, she's like, "This is the first time anyone's bought me Legos," and I was like, "Well, internal checklist has gone off to always get you Legos, so I always try to get her Legos every year. I don't know whether
Nice.
that's birthday, Christmas, random events when I'm like, you just need a Lego set. Here you go. Yeah, man, Legos. All right, let's talk about Dude's Day. We've kind of hinted at it throughout this.
So Mike got for his birthday last year, I got him a certificate to do Dude's Day of his choosing and time and day. So what Dude's Day means is we hang out. It's not it's a work day hour. Is that how I would put that? It's not a full day, not 24 hours. It was a good 8 hours, a good solid, maybe a little over that. But we went to Big
a lot
Fun.
of places. Big
Yeah, we
Fun
went to
in
Big
Columbus,
which is one of my favorite places to go to because they have so much stuff there.
It's
We also found like awesome.
If you've never heard of Big Fun, Big Fun
yeah.
is like this nostalgic toy store that's in a small shop in downtown Columbus, and that part of downtown is called the Short North. You can look it up online. I'll try to put a link to their site in the description.
I'm gonna try to figure out that place.
They are a really cool like vintage toy shop. Especially if you go when it's not the holidays and not super busy. Like you could be in there forever just like looking at stuff. I mean, they got the Funko Pops, they got comic books, but they got the vintage, like they got the Megazords, they got the Star Wars toys, they got the GI Joes. Last time we went for our Dude's Day, we got some cool ornaments that were like dirt cheap. Sometimes less than what Hallmark initial price was when they came out. We got some
really cool ones.
Really cool Star Wars ones.
You got a cool Batman one for your.
I got a Batman one for my brother. For him and his wife to put on the tree. We got her a different ornament. That was like their first Christmas. No, their first house. So yeah, I mean it's such a great store. And then what was the other video game?
Forever Games.
Forever Games. It's a great place.
Which it's literally, you would have to look it up to find it because you would not be able to find it.
We can try to leave their link too. But yeah,
it was their Pokemon collection.
Oh my goodness,
was insane.
I still
just
after going there, I so badly. I know that it's your stuff, and I've given you a lot of my stuff, but I so badly.
You should you almost got. You want to get that?
I almost bought a Mewtwo just because I wanted my collection because it was the card that I traded away for a Raichu.
Yeah, makes total sense.
It's also a pretty popular card, so like. I never really played the Pokemon game itself. I think I played like a handful of times. It was the collecting part that was just fun.
It was a lot of fun. And I mean, I have a lot of it. I got to move most of my cards out of my sleeves and get them all new binders and all that.
I really want, selfishly, you probably don't want to do this, but selfishly, I so badly want to get the 151 out. And I want to be able to put it in like a whole like.
You want to put them in a whole frame.
I want to put them in a frame. I want to be able to enjoy looking at them. at the 151 and put 1 through 151 through 151.
Yeah.
And just
makes sense. I get you.
I've never
Eventually,
seen anyone do that well, which I think if it was like a matted, if it was matted,
it'd have to be matted and each individual card set up. Yeah, I would do it.
I'm not even sure how someone would go about that.
That'd be so.
And maybe it'd have like a Pokemon logo in the middle, and it would just like go around it and like a Pokeball. Oh, I figured it out. I figured it out live here on camera. If you did the 151 in like a Pokeball, and you just had,
I think it's cool. I follow you.
You don't love it. It's fine. I think
it was
it's okay.
I like it. I think
don't love
in
it.
the center,
you need to love it.
I think in the center, which would be cool, is if you can find the original badges.
Okay.
Also with the cards, then you put the badges in the center, or pictures of them, or like actual pins of.
I think there's something here, man.
Gym. Oh yeah, absolutely. I like the Pokeball, laying it out like a Pokeball.
Do you have the 151, like all of them?
I have a few Gen 2s, but yes, I have the whole 151.
But so you don't have all of Gen 1 like set?
I'm missing one. And then if you're going to go by holographic as well, depending how you want to do it, because you can do holographic, not
hollow counts. I want hollow.
I'm missing a
hollow.
I'm missing at least 2 to 3 hollows on that point as well.
So we need to go back.
Oh, I want to go back because I want to go through all my cards.
All right, and now we can bring the cards.
Yeah,
and maybe we'll shoot some footage on it if we feel up for it. We should probably wrap it up on this, but I think that'd be super fun.
But no, I agree 100%. Dudes Days was so much fun. Could have spent a lot of money on video games. Also, we found some cool video games that I got. It was a Star Wars game, and it was a scroll straight. Yeah, it was for the Super Nintendo, which was really cool because I was in between
side scroller.
I was in between that one and the Power Rangers one, and I'm so glad I did not get the.
We looked up game footage, and I'm like,
no, it was like Mario Kart, but Power Rangers, and I was like, the one game I wanted to pay that I wanted to get was like $100 and some dollars. It was so expensive, but I'm like, this game would have been so worth it, but I didn't want to pay that much.
We didn't do too much damage cost wise.
No. I think altogether
lives were happy.
$60. $60.
I think I spent 50-ish.
So not bad. But I'm ready for another Dudes Day. And also if doing Dudes Day, we also need to give the wives their day.
I have this great idea that we're gonna send you for that invite. I need to finish it, and then you'll get it. And I can't tell you how you'll get it, but you'll get it, and it's going to be so funny.
All right.
But yeah, the girls need to have their day too. I 100%.
They need to have their day so then we can have our day.
To share, you gotta share the load. To be able to, have that time. It's important. So if you,
it is.
This is an important segue of like take care of your mental health. You got to have that time. It's super important as a
also
dad,
have your time with
any person.
But yeah, also do it with your best friend because it only makes it better, and also
it makes it so much better.
It does, and also it makes the day fly way too fast. And you're like, we just started at 8:00 this morning. Now it's 8:00 at night. What
I so badly can't wait for it to turn into a weekend trip, which is dangerous and fantastic.
I just want 24 hours.
I really do want 24 hours. I just want to like, hey,
I want to do a sleepover. We're sleeping over, having pizza, Taco Bell, like in the basement. Back in the day, like we used to, or my bedroom, where we used to just stay in my bedroom.
Dude, I so bad want that.
We sleep in the same bed. It didn't matter because we would
like I don't care. I'm tired. I fell asleep playing Madden. I fell asleep playing NC Dub. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. We were just playing video games. Either Mike fell asleep or I fell asleep. All right, but I want to thank everyone that has watched to this point. Whenever you guys do watch, so I'm John.
I'm Mike,
and thank you for Neely Schmidt yourself.
Bye, everyone.
See y'all. Bye.